In a once-forgotten corner of Napa Valley, Elijah Carter, a determined black farmer with dreams larger than the prejudices that bound him, and Isabella Montgomery, a wealthy heiress yearning for freedom from the constraints imposed upon her, joined forces to revive not just a land but also a long-lost hope. Yet, will their love and determination be enough to overcome invisible barriers and visible destruction? Or will their dream turn to ashes before it is truly heard? Every journey begins with a meeting, and amidst the desolation, Elijah and Isabella found each other, not only in their shared passion for winemaking, but also in a profound desire to turn dreams into reality. Their journey had only just begun, but it was already fraught with challenges and emotions. If you, too, are chasing a dream, share this story to spread the inspiration. ####The burden of legacy. Isabella Montgomery, 27 years old, was the only daughter of the Montgomery family, owners of sprawling vineyards across Napa Valley. Their premium wines were exported to dozens of countries, making the Montgomerys a symbol of American upper-class success. Yet, as Isabella walked through the cold stone corridors of her family's mansion, she saw none of that glory. The glittering chandelier lights reflected off the marble floors like the stage lights of a grand theater, one where she was forced to play a role that wasn't her own. The Montgomery estate, with its classic European architecture and frequent lavish parties, stood as an emblem of power. Guests, tycoons, politicians, came not just to savor the celebrated wine but to seal secret business deals. For Isabella, however, it was a gilded prison. Her father, Theodore Montgomery, was a formidable wine mogul who had built an empire through shrewd deals and unrelenting control. Whenever the weight of expectations bore down on her, Isabella would sneak down to the wine cellar, the only place in the house where she felt truly safe. The cellar was another world, quiet, filled with the earthy scent of oak barrels. Rows of vintage bottles stood neatly on wooden racks, each adorned with her father's signature label. But Isabella wasn't drawn to those bottles. In a hidden corner of the cellar, she kept a private shelf filled with her own creations, rough blends she had crafted herself. She didn't just love wine, she was enchanted by it. She marveled at how a single grape variety could yield vastly different flavors when grown in different soils. To her, wine was not a product to be sold but a story, a living artwork. In a small red leather journal, she recorded her bold ideas. She experimented with native grape varieties, infusing them with unusual ingredients like cardamom, lavender, and even dried orange peel. But these experiments had to remain a secret. She knew her father would ridicule her efforts, dismissing them with a cold rebuke. Wine doesn't need creativity, it needs to sell. Theodore Montgomery was a man of absolutes. To him, everything had a price. Wine, in his eyes, was not art but a tool for expanding power. He expected Isabella to step seamlessly into her role as the heir to his empire, a dutiful extension of his will. And that wasn't all. Theodore had already decided that she would marry Nathaniel Chambers, the son of another influential wine family, to secure the family's market dominance and protect their legacy. Isabella had met Nathaniel at several grand gatherings. He was a man oozing self-confidence, to the point of arrogance, preferring to flaunt his possessions rather than his achievements. At one such event, Nathaniel had smirked and said to her, "Don't overthink it. Isabella, your father and mine have already planned everything. We just need to follow through." She knew Nathaniel didn't love her. She didn't love him either. To him, she was merely a piece in a strategic alliance between two powerful families. One evening, as she sat in the cellar flipping through the pages of her red journal, the flickering candlelight cast shadows across her face, one half illuminated by passion, the other steeped in the darkness of fear. She wondered aloud, where would I go if I left it all behind? Do I have the courage to chase my dream? Her father's voice echoed in her mind, sharp and unyielding. Do you want to be a dreamy artist? Or do you want to live in this castle? I've made the choice for you. All you have to do is follow it. Isabella felt suffocated. Staying meant losing herself entirely, but leaving meant forfeiting everything: her family, her security, and her name. Who am I without the Montgomery name? But when her eyes fell on a bottle of her own creation, a spark reignited within her. That bottle wasn't just wine. It was proof of her ability, a testament to the dream she had hidden away. One night, during a family dinner with Nathaniel present, Theodore made his announcement. Isabella, I've arranged everything. You'll marry Nathaniel in the spring. It's the best decision for this family. Isabella set down her fork, her eyes blazing with defiance. I am not a commodity for you to trade. I don't love Nathaniel, and I will not marry him. Theodore slammed his hand on the table, his voice icy and final. There's no place for defiance in this family. If you refuse, don't expect me to help you when you fail. Swallowing her fear, Isabella replied quietly but resolutely. Then I'll take responsibility for my own life. That night, Isabella returned to the wine cellar. She gazed at the bottle she had crafted, flipped through her red journal one last time, and made her decision. This dream is worth fighting for, and if I must, I'll give up everything to pursue it. Asterisk. Isabella had chosen her path. It was fraught with obstacles and losses, but it was the only path where she could truly be herself. ####The soil never betrays. Elijah Carter, 25 years old, was born into a small farming family in the southern United States, where the red soil clung to the footsteps of every laborer. His parents, descendants of freed slaves, toiled relentlessly in cotton fields and vineyards to sustain their family. Though they had little wealth, they clung tightly to a belief that became a cornerstone of Elijah's upbringing. The land never betrays anyone. If you love it and care for it, it will give back what you deserve. This philosophy etched itself into Elijah's heart from a young age. Under the relentless southern sun, he learned the art of viticulture from his father, pruning vines, checking the ripeness of grapes, and, most importantly, understanding the language of the soil. Growing up, Elijah faced racial prejudice. Wealthy landowners often treated his family as mere labor machines, undeserving of attention or respect. Yet, Elijah harbored no resentment. As a teenager, he began working as a seasonal laborer at various vineyards. During breaks, he would sit silently among the vines, his dirt-streaked hands resting on the soil, eyes closed, listening to the wind rustling through the leaves. The soil doesn't speak with words, but if you listen, you'll feel what it needs, his father had once told him, and Elijah held on to this wisdom. When his family lost their farm due to insurmountable debts, Elijah didn't cry. Instead, he poured himself into learning. While others worked for wages, Elijah observed everything: why some vines produced sweet, luscious grapes while others yielded bitter ones. He realized that every patch of earth told its own story, and the vines were its faithful narrators. Continued.